Good morning, everyone. Today, we'll explore a fascinating aspect of democracy: electoral districts, plurality voting, proportional representation, and how these concepts shape elections in the United States and around the world. Let's begin by understanding electoral districts. In the U.S., citizens vote within electoral districts, areas roughly equal in population, which each select a representative. Initially, when the Constitution was drafted, there was no explicit requirement for equal districts. It wasn't until 1842 that Congress mandated members of the House of Representatives be elected by district, and by 1872, the districts needed to be equal in population. Interestingly, in the Senate, each state serves as its own district regardless of population size. Senators were initially chosen by state legislatures until the 17th Amendment in 1913 allowed for their direct election by voters. The presidency follows a unique approach, the Electoral College. Here, each state acts as a district, assigning electors equal to their number of representatives and senators, plus additional electors for Washington, D.C. Most states employ a winner-take-all system. Whichever candidate wins the state's popular vote receives all of its electoral votes. Only Maine and Nebraska differ, distributing votes based on congressional district results plus 2 additional votes for the statewide winner. Now, most American elections operate on a plurality rule, meaning the candidate with the most votes wins, even if it's less than a majority. However, some states, like Georgia, require a candidate to win a clear majority, over 50%. If no candidate achieves this, a runoff election takes place between the top candidates to secure a clear majority winner. An alternative to plurality voting is proportional representation. Under this system, legislative seats are distributed based on the proportion of votes each party receives. For instance, if one party earns 60% of votes and another earns 40%, the legislative seats reflect exactly that split. The United States doesn't currently use this system at any electoral level, which partly explains why it maintains a predominantly two-party system, as Duverger's law suggests that plurality systems encourage just 2 dominant parties. Globally, electoral systems vary significantly. Take Japan, for example, where the national diet consists of the House of Representatives and the House of Councilors. Japan mixes plurality voting in single-member districts with proportional representation. Meanwhile, in Thailand, a bicameral legislature exists, but with a military-appointed Senate and a prime minister appointed by the king, highlighting limitations in democratic choice. North Korea is an extreme example, where elections offer no genuine choice to voters, being compulsory and predetermined. Direct democracy presents another interesting model. In 26 U.S. states, as well as in several EU countries and Taiwan, citizens vote directly on policies through ballot initiatives, referendums, and recalls. Ballot initiatives introduce new legislation directly voted on by citizens. Referendums allow voters to support or reject existing laws. Recalls let voters remove an elected official from office, such as the 2021 recall election faced by California Governor Gavin Newsom. Election regulations in the U.S. reflect federalism, giving states significant autonomy in running elections, as long as federal laws are upheld. For instance, Oregon has exclusively mail-in voting, while Maine employs ranked choice voting. Each state has distinct rules regarding polling locations, timing, and voter ID requirements, sometimes raising contentious debates about accessibility and fairness. The federal government mainly oversees aspects like campaign finance and election security through agencies such as the Federal Election Commission and the Department of Justice. Poll workers play a critical role as gatekeepers of American democracy. They ensure voting processes are smooth, secure, and fair, helping voters understand ballots and ensuring accurate election administration. Their contributions, though often underappreciated, form the backbone of democratic participation. Looking internationally, France imposes stringent election rules, limiting campaign durations and strictly regulating media coverage and polling activities around elections. Similarly, Britain's parliamentary system allows for flexible election timing through snap elections called by the Prime Minister, often strategically timed. The UK's election process differs greatly from the fixed calendar used in the US.